I know the law, Phil. I know the law too well.
Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it and niggas die by it.
Let me explain something to y'all. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity. So they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day on call. Whether we on a yacht, whether we on a ship, wherever we at, he wants to videotape that, right? So now, they come to agreement. They come to whatever the pay is going to be. But then it be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office. He gets in touch with the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? What is this I'm paying? You know what you paying. You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. That's the invoice he put in. So now, being if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? He could do whatever he want to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder. And 50 had to be the highest bidder to get the, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupidity. Trust me, I know it happened to me. We was running around. I remember I used to have timesheets that said 120 hours. Timesheets that said 140 hours. When we was making the album, he was making the album and everything. We in the studio. I am your security. I am with you. I live with you, so I'm with you. So we in the studio all this time. Anytime you out, I'm there. All of us. Get called in the office. Yo, what are you doing? You can't put down this amount of time. This is the time that we work. This is the time that everybody works. What you mean I can't put it? So because of who he is, they want you to work for free. Everybody not gonna do it. I did it for a long time. And I still kept doing it. They said, okay, Barnes, we're gonna just pay you 84 hours a week. I said, okay, because I was a convicted felon, and he knew that. Yo, it's so much to this man that y'all don't know, that y'all be saying, yo, I feel sorry for him. Feel sorry for what? He took advantage for years.
It's Focus Connect back in the building. And now we got Roger Bond speaking on the relationship with Diddy and how Diddy was manipulating people because they weren't privy to the information that was going on in the game. Roger Bonds made statements saying that Diddy would get people that were inexperienced, and he would have these people working for just about 24 hours a day, following him around, not actually doing no physical work, but when there was time for the cameras to come on, he had cameramen that he was pretty much consuming all of these people's time to take video and to where he was gonna probably make a documentary one day. But Diddy didn't pay these people right. And as you hear about Roger Bond saying on the video, when you hear what he's saying, he's making a statement that they will work so many hours and then Diddy will have a discrepancy once it was time to pay for the hours worked. And it's crazy to me to see that, because when I look at the amount of tricking that he was doing on Young Miami and the amount of tricking that he was doing to live the lifestyle that he lived, he probably was spending more money on drugs than he was willing to pay people that was actually putting in work and dedicating their time to his cause. And see, that's why I have a discrepancy with Diddy, because if people do the work, they deserve to pay. Now, everything that's going on with Diddy as far as what they saying about what he's done in the bedroom, his fetishes and his kinks and everything like that, that's his personal business. And if anybody participated in that, that's on them. If once they didn't get paid what they were looking for, or if the situation didn't go the way they thought it would go, that they wanted to expose Diddy or they wanted to cry wolf after the situation. But I would not believe that 90% of these people did not know what they signed up for. Yeah, of course, you had Roger Bonds in a compromised position by him just getting out from a felony murder And I understand that he was probably still making money, and he probably didn't see no other way. And then by him being attached to Diddy, by him being around that situation, it was profitable. But people should be paid for hours worked. And they just show a side of Diddy character where people can expose indiscrepancies of him being a good person, where he could be exposed to the point where he took advantage of people. And that's not a good look when you pride yourself on being a businessman. But for people to come in the industry expecting one thing, and then you exploit these people's gifts, you don't hold reverence for these people's time, then that shows a lot about your character. Diddy got used to being the person that he knew people would look at him as a mogul. People would feel a certain type of gratitude and satisfaction for just being able to be around Diddy, to be in the circle, to be in the parties, to enjoy themselves in a lifestyle that they would never see if they wasn't around somebody like Diddy. But when you look at how many of these people, if they would have just mastered their craft, if they would have just kept working on things that they saw as their purpose, as their goals, without Diddy being in the picture, they would have set themselves up to be met by somebody who would have appreciated the value that they held a lot more. But when you're trying to have success based on a microwave idea, sometimes you have to turn the stove on and cook. So we got to understand that in society today, a lot of people are being brainwashed because they think certain things are supposed to come fast. They're looking at other people and holding these people as idols to the point where the idol will take advantage of you because they understand their importance to the game, and then they can poke holes and understand that you're willing to do any and everything that they say on the hopes of becoming whatever you envision yourself to be. But I came here to say this on that subject, that you have to hold yourself to a high standard. And sometimes you have to realize that your journey may take a longer process than the next person. So you can't be looking from the outside, looking into another person's lifestyle and the things that they have worked hard to get to, like Diddy. Diddy worked hard to get where he was, but it's just he lost his way and he lost himself once he got to the pinnacle of who he became. So you got to understand the whole blueprint before you just look at, okay, if I attach myself to Diddy, or if I attach myself to this person who's popular, or this person who have fame and notoriety, that sometimes these people will take advantage of you because they can see the desperation. They can see that you're willing to do any and everything to get a few of the crumbs. So you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to have your own discipline. The same way 50 did when 50 was around Diddy and he noticed that a lot of things Diddy was doing was weird that he didn't agree with. 50 unattached himself, but 50 never stopped his mission. And as long as it took the 50 to get where he is today, he put in the work. So a lot of these people that's crying on these documentaries and speaking against these celebrities in a negative light as far as how they were exploited in certain areas, you have to look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable for what you allowed to happen to you. I'm out.